For 60 years, Henry and Linda Carter had been the perfect couple. Everyone in their small town admired their love story, two high school sweethearts who built a life together. Their love had survived hardships, raising kids, and growing old side by side. One evening, as they sat in their cozy living room, the glow of the fireplace flickering on the walls, Linda seemed distant. Henry noticed her eyes weren't focused on the TV like usual. Instead, she was staring at an old family photo on the shelf, her hands trembling slightly. "Linda?" Henry asked, concern filling his voice. "What's wrong?" For a moment, she didn't answer. Then, with a deep breath, she whispered, "There's something I need to tell you, something I should have told you a long time ago." Henry's heart pounded. He had no idea his world was about to change forever. On a chilly autumn afternoon, Sarah Thompson was cleaning out her late grandmother's attic. Dust filled the air as she opened old boxes, filled with faded photographs and brittle papers. She had almost finished sorting when something caught her eye, a small, yellowed envelope tucked inside an old diary. Curious, she pulled it out. The envelope had no stamp, no address, just her grandmother's name written in shaky handwriting. Her heart raced as she carefully opened it. Inside was a letter, dated over 50 years ago. As she began reading, her hands trembled. The words on the page revealed a secret that had been buried for decades, one that could change everything she thought she knew about her family. She read faster, her pulse pounding. By the time she reached the end, she gasped. How had this letter been hidden for so long? And why had no one ever spoken of it? Daniel Carter never believed in family curses until the night he found the portrait. It was hidden behind old furniture in his grandfather's study, covered in dust. The painting showed a man who looked eerily like Daniel, except his eyes seemed hollow, almost alive. Curious, he wiped the dust off, revealing something chilling, a note attached to the back. It read, "Do not look away." His stomach twisted. Who had left this message? And why? That night, strange things started happening. The lights flickered, footsteps echoed in empty hallways, and the air felt heavy, like someone was watching. Daniel returned to the study, heart pounding. But when he looked at the portrait again, his blood ran cold. The man in the painting was gone. Was it just a trick of the light? Or had Daniel just awakened something his family had tried to forget? Mia never liked her grandmother's house. It was old, creaky, and always felt off. But the basement? That was the worst part. No one ever went down there, and her grandmother never spoke about it. One evening, while looking for an old photo album, Mia noticed something strange, a faint whisper coming from the basement door. She froze. Was someone down there? Her heart pounded as she turned the knob. The door creaked open, revealing complete darkness. A sudden rush of cold air made her shiver. Then she heard it again. A whisper, so soft yet chilling. "Maya, help me." She gasped and stumbled back. The voice was familiar, but that was impossible. The person it belonged to had been gone for years. Was it just her mind playing tricks? Or had something been waiting in the basement? Just for her? Lucy always loved her old mirror. It was passed down through generations, and she thought it was just a beautiful antique. But the longer she had it, the stranger things got. One night, after a long day at school, Lucy went to the bathroom and caught a glimpse of herself in the mirror. Her reflection wasn't the same. It was smiling at her. Lucy froze. She couldn't move. Her reflection was smiling, but she wasn't. In fact, she felt terrified, her heart pounding in her chest. The reflection's smile widened. "You shouldn't have taken me." Lucy backed away, terrified. But when she looked back, the reflection was still there, grinning like it knew something she didn't. Was the mirror really cursed? And if so, was there any way to escape its grip before it took control of her too? It was an old, creepy school that everyone said was haunted. No one knew why it was abandoned. Rumors had spread about the strange sounds heard at night. Some said it was the ghost of a teacher, Mrs. Reynolds, who had mysteriously disappeared years ago. One night, a group of friends, Jake, Emma, and Ben, decided to explore. They snuck in, excited but nervous. The halls were dusty and silent, except for their footsteps. Suddenly, they heard a loud creak from upstairs. They froze. Then, a voice whispered, "Get out." They looked at each other, terrified. Ben tried to call out, but the voice grew louder. It sounded like Miss Reynolds. It was like she was right behind them, even though no one was there. The air turned cold. They ran out, but when they looked back, the school's windows were all glowing like eyes watching them. Ella had always been curious about the attic in her grandmother's house. It was locked up, and her grandma always said, "Don't go up there." But one summer afternoon, Ella couldn't resist. She found the key and crept upstairs. The attic was full of old furniture, dusty boxes, and forgotten memories. It smelled musty. As she explored, Ella noticed a small, old chest in the corner, covered in cobwebs. Her heart raced as she approached it. When she opened it, she found something strange, a worn-out book with no title. She flipped through the pages. The words seemed to change. The book started telling her secrets about her family, things no one had ever talked about. The deeper she read, the darker the secrets became. Suddenly, the lights flickered, and Ella heard a whisper, "Put it down." She slammed the book shut, but it was too late. The shadows in the attic seemed to move. Liam was just an average teenager, but his summer vacation was about to take a weird turn. One day, while cleaning his room, he found a scrap of paper hidden under his bed. It wasn't just any paper. It had strange symbols written on it, like a secret code. Liam's first thought was that it was some prank. But as he stared at it, he realized the symbols looked familiar. He recognized them from an old book his grandfather had given him years ago. The book had been about ancient myths and forgotten languages. His curiosity got the best of him, so he started researching the symbols. What he discovered was shocking. The paper was a map leading to something hidden in his family's backyard. Excited and nervous, Liam decided to follow the clues. Little did he know, the secret he was about to uncover would change everything he thought he knew about his family. One summer afternoon, Maya found an old puzzle box in the attic. It was covered in dust, but something about it caught her eye. The box had intricate designs carved into it, with a hidden lock that seemed impossible to open. At first, Mia thought it was just an old trinket. But as she examined it more closely, she noticed there was something different about it. The patterns on the box didn't match anything she had seen before. There was a strange inscription on the bottom that seemed like a clue, but Mia couldn't read it. Determined to solve the mystery, Mia spent days trying to unlock the box. She searched the attic for any other clues that might help. Just when she was about to give up, she discovered something that led her to a secret compartment, one that hid a shocking family secret. Mia never imagined that a simple puzzle box would reveal so much about her family's hidden past.